Hello everyone. This is proof number 8 in my series, Jesus is God, and today we're going to be taking a look at Genesis 4:1. Genesis 4:1, which says in the Hebrew, V'ha'adam yada et Chava ishto, v'tahach v'teled et Cain, v'tomer kanati ish et Yahweh, which in the English is, and Adam had sex with Eve, his wife, and she became pregnant and bore Cain. And she said, I've acquired a man, Yahweh. Now let's zero in on that last phrase, Kanati ish et Yahweh, and let's analyze it in detail. Now the first word is from the verb kana in the Cal perfect first person singular, kanati, meaning I have acquired or gotten. The second word is ish in the absolute state, a noun in the absolute state, meaning man. The third word is the direct object marker in the Hebrew, and thus is not translated, et. And the fourth word is the sacred tetragrammaton, or Yahweh, meaning Lord. Thus, kanati ish et Yahweh, I've acquired or gotten a man, Yahweh. Now, you're not going to find this in most translations, because most translations take the direct object marker as the preposition with, which it can also mean, and supply the help of, and thus render it, I have gotten a man with the help of Yahweh or the Lord, or something similar to that. However, the only reason for doing that is theological. It's not what the Hebrew text says. Now, here are some translations that have gotten it correct. For example, the Targum of Pseudo-Jonathan translated this phrase as, I have acquired a man, the angel of the Lord. Now, there's no angel there, but they came pretty close. I have acquired a man, the angel of the Lord. Targum of Pseudo-Jonathan. And Martin Luther translated, Ich habe den Mann, den Herrn. I have the man, the Lord. So he pretty much got it right on. That's pretty much what it says. He captured nicely the sense of it in German. Now, Genesis 4:1 is referring back to Genesis 3:15. Genesis 3:15. So let's take a look at that verse, Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise you on the head, and you shall bruise him on the heel. Notice here, her seed, the seed of the woman, not the seed of the man, or the seed of the man and the woman. Her seed, the seed of the woman. Now this is the first reference in the Bible to the virgin birth, and occurring very early on in the Bible, Genesis chapter 3. So therefore, what you have in Genesis 4:1 is you have Eve thinking that Cain, when Cain was born, the first person to be born, was the promised seed of the woman in Genesis 3:15. When you read that verse, that's clearly what she thought. She thought that Cain was the seed promised, the seed of the woman, and she understood that seed to be divine, Yahweh, both God and man. Thus, from the very beginning, the doctrines of the virgin birth and the deity of the Messiah were taught, and they were developed throughout the whole rest of the Old Testament, and their final fulfillment was in Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, as fully explained in Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25, which was the subject of my last video, Jesus is God, proof number 7, if you'd like to see the fulfillment. So I did this video, proof number 8, right after proof number 7, in which I took a detailed look at Matthew 1, 18 through 25, because that's basically the ending. This is the beginning. This is the first mention of the doctrines of the virgin birth and the deity of Messiah. So what we conclude from this is that throughout Scripture, the Messiah was always to be God and man. Jesus is the Messiah. Therefore, Jesus is God. Thank you.